Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House secretary.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and on and on and on and on and on.
Invasive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. Because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy, because it's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military into economies around the world. You know, we have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every public school system, the higher education university system. Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into one another based on race and gender and sex and all of this other.
The feud between Karoline Leavitt and The View has escalated into a full-blown legal battle, shaking the foundations of daytime TV. Known for its controversial takes, The View crossed a line when its hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Behar, and Sunny Hostin, mocked Karoline, a rising conservative star. But this time, they picked the wrong target. Karoline fired back with an $800 million lawsuit, accusing the show of defamation and malicious attacks. With ABC in panic mode and The View facing potential cancellation, this scandal is more than just a feud. It's a reckoning for media bias and accountability. The tension between Karoline Leavitt and The View began with the show's long history of targeting conservative figures, especially women. Karoline, a young and outspoken conservative, became their latest target when Behar dismissed her success, suggesting she only rose to prominence because Trump thinks she's a 10. Whoopi Goldberg piled on, claiming Karoline's career was built on wokeness, while Sunny Hostin accused her of benefiting from privilege. These comments sparked immediate backlash, with critics calling out The View for its hypocrisy and double standards. Karoline, known for her resilience, didn't take the attacks lightly. Instead of responding with a simple clapback, she decided to hit back where it hurts most, legally. The feud quickly escalated from a war of words to a high-stakes legal battle, with Karoline filing an $800 million lawsuit against The View and ABC. This marked the beginning of a showdown that could change the future of daytime TV.
I've heard from people across the country saying, you know, we're doing a good job when you are acting on common sense and doing such a great job at the White House. Well, it's easy to do. You're speaking the truth, and that's exactly what President Trump is doing every single day.
Karoline Leavitt didn't just brush off the attacks from The View, she fought back with a legal hammer. In a bold move, she filed an $800 million lawsuit against the show and its network, ABC, accusing them of defamation, slander, and malicious attacks aimed at destroying her career. This wasn't just about personal insults. Karoline's legal team argued that The View has a long history of smearing conservative women and damaging their reputations without consequences. The lawsuit claims that the show's hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Behar, and Sunny Hostin, made false and damaging statements about Karoline, questioning her qualifications and dismissing her success as mere luck or favoritism. Karoline's legal team also highlighted the show's pattern of targeting conservative figures, comparing it to a coordinated effort to silence opposing voices. What makes this lawsuit particularly explosive is the evidence Karoline's team has gathered. Leaked court documents suggest that The View has a history of spreading misinformation and engaging in character assassination, all while presenting itself as a platform for progressive values. Karoline's legal response isn't just about seeking justice for herself. It's about holding The View accountable for its reckless behavior. This lawsuit has sent shockwaves through the media industry, with many wondering if it will set a precedent for how public figures respond to attacks from talk shows. For Karoline, this is more than just a legal battle. It's a fight for fairness and accountability in media. Karoline Leavitt's $800 million lawsuit has thrown The View into chaos, leaving ABC executives and the show's hosts scrambling to contain the damage. Sponsors and advertisers, wary of controversy, have started distancing themselves from the show, putting its financial future at risk. Viewership numbers, already in decline, have taken another hit as audiences grow tired of the show's divisive rhetoric and constant scandals. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere is tense. Sources reveal that The View hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Behar, and Sunny Hostin, are desperately trying to negotiate a private settlement with Karoline to avoid a public court battle. The same women who once mocked her on live TV are now pleading for the lawsuit to go away. Behar, known for her sharp tongue, is reportedly leading the charge to settle, while Whoopi Goldberg is using her industry connections to pressure Karoline to drop the case. The lawsuit has also exposed the show's declining credibility. Once a powerhouse of daytime TV, The View has become synonymous with controversy and bias. Legal experts suggest that if the case goes to court, the show could face hundreds of millions in damages, potentially leading to its cancellation. For ABC, this is a nightmare scenario, as The View has been a cornerstone of their daytime lineup for decades. The irony is hard to ignore. The same show that built its reputation on calling out others is now facing its own reckoning. Karoline's lawsuit has not only exposed The View's hypocrisy, but also highlighted the growing demand for accountability in media. Whether the show survives this scandal remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: its days of unchecked influence may be numbered. The public's reaction to Karoline Leavitt's lawsuit has been explosive. Social media erupted with hashtags like #cancel the View and #justice for Karoline, as users took sides in the feud. Many applauded Karoline for standing up to The View, calling her lawsuit a long overdue reckoning for the show's biased and reckless behavior. Memes and viral posts mocking The View's hosts flooded the internet, with one comment summing it up perfectly: "The View supports women, unless they're conservative." Conservative voices in particular rallied behind Karoline, praising her for fighting back against what they see as systemic media bias. Meanwhile, The View's defenders argued that the lawsuit was an overreaction and an attack on free speech. However, the revelations about the show's alleged history of smearing conservative women have made it harder for even its staunchest supporters to defend its actions. The media backlash has been equally intense. News outlets and commentators have criticized The View for its hypocrisy and lack of accountability. Some have even called for the show's cancellation, arguing that it no longer serves a meaningful purpose in today's media landscape. For Karoline, the public support has been a vindication of her decision to fight back. For The View, it's a stark reminder that in the age of social media, words have consequences, and those consequences can be costly. Karoline Leavitt's lawsuit against The View has sparked a broader conversation about media bias and accountability. For years, The View has positioned itself as a platform for progressive values, but its frequent attacks on conservative figures have exposed a double standard. The show's hosts often claim to champion women's empowerment, yet they have a history of targeting conservative women with personal and professional attacks. This lawsuit highlights the growing frustration with media outlets that prioritize sensationalism over fairness. Critics argue that The View's reckless rhetoric contributes to the polarization of public discourse, undermining its credibility as a legitimate news and opinion platform. Karoline's decision to take legal action sends a powerful message. Media figures must be held accountable for their words and actions. The case also raises questions about the role of talk shows in shaping public opinion. As platforms like The View continue to blur the lines between entertainment and journalism, the need for transparency and ethical reporting becomes increasingly urgent. Karoline's lawsuit could set a precedent for how public figures respond to media attacks, potentially leading to a more balanced and responsible media landscape. The legal battle between Karoline Leavitt and The View is more than just a celebrity feud. It's a watershed moment for media accountability. What began as mocking comments on a daytime talk show has escalated into an $800 million lawsuit that could reshape the future of television. For The View, the stakes are high: declining viewership, nervous advertisers, and the potential for cancellation. For Karoline, this is a fight for justice and a stand against media bias. As the drama unfolds, one thing is clear: the era of unchecked media influence is coming to an end. Whether The View survives this scandal or becomes a cautionary tale, its legacy will be forever tarnished by this legal showdown. For audiences, this case serves as a reminder that words have consequences, and in the age of social media, no one is untouchable. The question now is, will this lawsuit finally bring The View to its knees, or will it spark a much-needed reckoning for the media industry as a whole?